Ever since Frost had been joining alongside my journey, living a distinctive life, many were very presumptuous as to how exactly did I first meet her. This was prior to when I had the plastic surgery, and all the unimaginable scenes of events that took their course. However, those times were irrevocably unhinged. This is that story. Cue the intro. Silverreploid CLE presents, created with Source Filmmaker. Ready for this?
Let's do it.
How Silver Met Frost. If you recall the very time that I've transfigured into an Inkling species, where I did research, tested out the formula, and making me become the very being that I am right now. This is basically the aftermath of how I ended up in the suburbs at night. This was also prior to when I had that plastic surgery. Although, not to break the fourth wall, I know exactly what you're thinking. And you know what? You're probably right. But right now, that's besides the point. P.S. Please grant me a Nintendo Switch. I seriously need one. Fundamentally speaking, this is an event in particular that is between the past and the future. Meaning, this event took place after I turned into an Inkling, and before the plastic surgery drew near. But my story continues. During the times I was lurking in the darkness, I still had lack of coloration, and I still couldn't feel myself having steady bodily functions, as if I lost control or something, or felt rather numb. Once again, this was the side effect after I transformed into an Inkling. However, it was still nighttime, and I did nothing but wander in almost every location in the dark. Street after street, sidewalk after sidewalk, tunnel after tunnel, until I ended up in the dark alleyway at night. But somehow, it was too misanthropic. As I continued my travels, I tripped over most of the disposal boxes that I couldn't manage to see. My vision was rather neutral, meaning I could see clearly, but at some point it altered from that to mere dizziness. At least, I didn't feel extremely nauseous. I managed to get back up. Leaning to a pole, gazing at my complexion for a short time, I kept contemplating if whether or not there will still be hope for me to get myself out of this very nightmare. Sometime later, I make it to some sort of Asian district. with convergence of amusement alongside with it. I can hardly tell whether or not there are people in this area, but if there were, would they even notice me? I'll look at my surroundings for some time. And technically, I highly doubt that there's no one here. Although looking deeply at this district, I guess it used to be all smiles, but given the circumstances, insinuating the fact that it's all smiles is an understatement. Although I could be biased, it's all in accordance to perspective, I suppose. But somehow it looks luxurious. I felt as though that I was being spectated. Of course, I was right.
I found a subject. Protocol initiated to terminate it.
A light appeared from behind. It came. A dark figure. He was holding something that had some glowing barrel. It looked like he was holding a weapon. From the looks of it, he's attempting to detain me. My fear tells me otherwise, after looking at it. That he might have a mission to obtain test subjects. But given my condition, I intend to run away from him.
Subject has escaped. I'm going after him. Over.
All I could do was run, to avoid their alleged military force. I couldn't tell whether or not he was running after me, but I kept running regardless. Although from the blast, I could tell it involved something or someone very swiftly, leading to whatever outcome unfolds after coming into contact with it. While attempting to respire, I felt as though something or someone was behind me. And of course, he was. Therefore, I sprint again. Technically, I didn't know where to run. I ran and ran countlessly through almost every block conceivable in order to avoid the hunter that was chasing after me. It was not very long until I managed to escape. Or did I manage to escape?
Many thought that the
And suddenly, prior to when I thought I might have a concussion from the fall, I have somehow altered form into a cephalopod-like creature that makes haste on the ground. It gave me the slight advantage to circumvent who or what it was that had me in their sights. Fortunately, I fled the area. An hour has passed, and I end up almost motionless in a dark forest. But I did fall unconscious on account of the fact that I overextended myself during that chase back there. Although it is safe to say that I avoided being detained, but at the same time I felt so delirious. It was awfully quiet given the circumstances, and I highly doubt that no one was actually here. If I had enough energy left within me, yet to exert in moderation, I would have concealed myself somewhere safe where no one will find me or capture me. I wouldn't even want to contemplate what would happen if that were the case. I closed my eyes gently in an attempt to regain my strength and stamina. The sun rose, leading to the commencement of the next day, and somehow I managed to survive in one spot. As I woke up from under these very trees, my visions were much more clearer than yesterday. And I'm surprised that no one actually came here and noticed that this was where I had been sleeping. Quite a surprise that you ask me. I looked around the same exact forest where I slept at. Heck, I even looked at my reflection in the water that was streaming from the waterfall. And somehow, looking at it, my coloration came true, and okay, I have to admit, I should have known that was a bad idea. From the research, Inklings and other species related to them are not immune to water. But what exactly could I drink, you might wonder? And the answer to that question is nothing in particular based on my knowledge. I look around the spacious forest, and I noticed that there was something up ahead. It looked like an egg from ahead, and I went to get a closer look. Strange. This is the only one that's here. There didn't seem to be any bird or dinosaur species of any kind here. I slowly look around it. You would probably assume that I would indulge it. If you truly thought that, you are gravely mistaken. Instead, I went to get a better glimpse. Surprisingly, I don't even feel hungry. Could this too be the side effect of the formula that I had? Wow. Compared to a small egg, this one is 10 times larger. I wonder what's inside. I fell to the ground on account of that incredible stun from the light, leading me to being unconscious yet again. As I woke up, my eye color had changed. After I opened my eyes, I then saw cheerful and friendly. I'm actually overwhelmed that I didn't cry after I screamed at the top of my lungs in a fright. I didn't even know what to make of it after that. I wanted to take the child back to her family, but instead, it chose me as the owner, which I didn't understand. In fact, I'm not even certain of whether or not this infant had a family. Although, I asked if it had a name. What's your name? Despite her adorable response, I guess it didn't have one yet. But judging by her whitish complexion, I decided to name her Frost. I think she likes it. And so, with that out of the way, I've carried her with me in my arms without any troubles. Although, I always wondered to myself, am I actually a father now? I mean, so much I've been through, and this was highly unexpected. I even chuckled to myself thinking about that. And in regards to my attire, well, at least no one so far, noticed. But eventually I clandestinely found some clothing to look fundamentally decent. And of course, this was what I had. And that was how I met Frost, my beloved child. Now it's time to feed her.
You know, bro, I was really curious as to what she'll look like when she grows up.
Actually, too, Dev. Ever since she came to our lives, I always have that Ash and Pikachu vibe. When Pikachu joined alongside with Ash, Ash somehow never wanted his Pikachu to evolve. It kinda correlates with how I feel about me and Frost.
Ah, I see.
But if it comes to that point eventually, whatever she decides, I will definitely understand what path she takes. She is my daughter after all. And I know that someday, she will grow to be a very strong, beautiful, and kind-hearted daughter like she is right now. Especially when she was first born.
Actually, that's really good to hear, bro.